G'day, Gerard Harting. I'm the General Manager of Good to Great People, based in Cape Town. We're a team of professionals who are serious about the success of our customers in respect of helping them to achieve sustainable profits with people. Our model consists of 4 factors. Firstly, get the right people on the bus on the right seats. So the whole notion of psychometric assessments is critical. Goal alignment. Make sure that everybody understands the bigger goal, that they're informed of the bigger goal, that they have sight of the bigger goal, and that their own goals are aligned to that of the organization. Number 3, that there's a culture of recognition and that you have a system in place where you have short, medium, and long-term rewards based on merit. And last but not least, a culture of lifelong learning. Embrace the concept of lifelong learning. We hence talk about human capital. Customers, we've got a range of customers from the manufacturing environment, agricultural environment, food product, dairy products, retail, pharmaceutical, and we generally form long-term relationships with our customers, and we feed off one another, we learn of one another. Quite important. Our work is based on the work of David Rock. The SCARF theory says people need 5 things in an organization. And you know what? And I often go to companies and I look at some of the standard operating procedures for machineries that thick. But then when it comes to people, they say, well, I pay people a salary and they must just get on with the work. I'm not there to nurture them. I'm not their mommy and daddy. You know, the tough guy recipe. And often we make the mistake. People need emotional security. They need to feel safe, psychologically safe in your working environment. They need physical support, emotional support, relationship support. They're complex. So we need to understand how people operate in order to motivate them. So according to the SCARF theory, it says people need status and they need to feel important. They need to have certainty. Certainty in terms of goals, direction, communication, rewards, penalties, etc. Autonomy. So instead of micromanaging people, you need to give them the opportunity to make their own decisions and to make mistakes. Relatedness. So how do you relate to your employees? How do they relate to the company values? And that's why it's important when you recruit people, make sure that they'll fit your culture. And then fairness, perceived fairness, not absolute fairness, but perceived fairness, and consistency is quite important in this aspect. So that is the SCARF model, and a lot of our work, our model is based on that, plus the work of Aubrey Daniels talks about how do you change behavior. And he said the important thing to change behavior is to apply immediate and certain consequences. And that's where I see a lot of companies falling down on. They're not consistently applying negative and positive consequences. So I'm going to share with you our talent management model, which is a digital platform. So first and foremost, what is the focus? The focus is on continuous improvement. We start with every job in your organization. For every job, we develop a profile. We say, what are the competence requirements? What are the ability requirements, and what are the performance requirements? Ability requirements is when you recruit people for that particular job. Make sure that they meet the job requirements, that they've got the right skill set, the right temperament, the right attitude, and that the intelligence is at least above the South African norm. Secondly, make sure that they've got clear, measurable performance targets, that you can measure them on a continuous basis. And lastly, competence. So once they're in the job, what are the skills, knowledge, and attitude that's required for them to maintain their skills level or competence level? How do we do that? We offer psychometric assessments to our customers. We feel very passionately about it, and it's a core component of our value offering to help you to point the right people in the job in your business. That's the most important decision that you can ever take, is to appoint the right people in your business. Self-monitoring. So self-monitoring is critical in the form of charts, checklists, or even on our digital platform, we talk about interim self-assessments where employees can assess themselves regularly. And that's a way that they regulate their own behavior. We also then discuss recognition criteria with you as a company, recognition criteria in respect of what are the behaviors that you want to see more of. And these behaviors ties into the values of the company. So for instance, innovation, speed, customer service. I mentioned innovation. Those are the behaviors that you want to see more of. Going the extra mile. On the other hand, what behaviors that you want to avoid? Things such as late coming, silly errors, poor customer service, reactiveness, poor planning, etc. But instead of making feel people bad about it, you see it as a learning opportunity. So why do we use this? We use this also in a periodic performance reviews. So what you do is every quarter or every 6 months at least, you do a performance review of every employee. And that is basically to tell them how they're doing against their job standards. Also in terms of assessing the current competence levels. And it's important here because you use that performance score that feeds into our very exciting live leaderboard. So basically, a live leaderboard is a point system. So you have your base performance score, and based on your base performance score, you get bonus points for doing the right things, such as innovation, customer satisfaction, pointing out unsafe acts, teamwork, but also you can lose points for unwanted behaviors such as late coming, AWOLs, poor customer service, poor planning, etc. So it's a point system. And based on that point system, we allocate rewards. So there are 4 categories at the end of the month: gold, silver, bronze, and a developer. And all those are gold, they qualify for a voucher, a monthly ShopRite Checkers voucher. And we, as Good to Great people, we administer the entire process on behalf of the company. All we basically agreed is on a small budget per month, let's say 1,000, 2,000 Rand a month, and the money is proportionally distributed amongst all the gold achievers of the month. Of course, you limit it to a certain amount. You don't allow one person to get 2,000, 1,000 Rand, if that is the case. Very exciting. Once again, it ties into David Rock's methodology of certainty. People know there are guaranteed rewards if you exceed your job requirements. And I've mentioned the medals and yellow cards. That's how you acquire points in the month. Also, on the other hand, people are not performing. We talk about developers. We use the live leaderboard scorecard to do incapacity management. It's on our digital platform. There are online forms. And another thing about a digital platform, I've seen a lot of companies with great Excel spreadsheets and forms and systems there, but it's nothing integrated. If I ask them, give me a view of a person X, you must see the HR person is, walking all over, trying to find files and running all over the show, but you don't get an integrated view. All the data is not available. And that is the beauty of our integrated digital platform. So, following the process, once a year, preferably on the birthday of the employee, you do a career review. The career review is not a performance assessment. That's done. The focus here is to look at the person's strengths, the weaknesses, opportunities for development, what their short, medium, long-term career goals are, things that they want to do more of in their current job, and also to consolidate a development plan for them. So it's a development discussion, critical. And that feeds into a training and development plan for the organization. In terms of consequences, we recommend to our customers, based on your business performance, if you exceed your target, share the loots with your employees in the form of a bonus scheme, but then do it proportional to their performance. And the way we apply it is we use the average performance score for the year, The gold, silver, bronze, they share proportionally in the rewards, but the guys who developers, they don't qualify for annual performance reward. Following that, there's a talent review. Talent review follows from the annual career review, where we look at who are the top people with the top performers and who's also got great potential that you need to further develop. And who are the people that we call it the ICU candidates, people that need special care and attention. Feeding from the talent review, you have a succession plan, and many companies in the past have failed because they haven't put a proper succession plan in place. Critical, we help you to put the succession plan in place to fast track people that you have identified. And then last but not least, you use the data to also do performance-based or merit-based salary increases, except for the unionized guys. But people understand this is a meritocracy. We're not all going to get the same salary increase. It's based on how we perform. And that is basically our continuous improvement integrated talent management platform. The live leaderboard, this is an example of a live leaderboard. We designed one. So the live leaderboard is really in the organization. You've got TVs or digital screens on strategic places, and employees can see their own progress daily. Remember, I spoke about they have a base, my apologies, they have a base performance score, and adding to that, they get medals, bonus points. Deducting from that is yellow cards, is penalty points, and they give them a score for the month. And based on how they perform, either gold, silver, bronze, and developer, and it shows on the leaderboard at what level they are. So it's very focused on instant feedback. Again, giving people certainty of exactly how they're doing. Communication is the key here. What you'll also see here is on the live leaderboard, it will tell you what's your position of the employee of the month. The typical golf leaderboard, the last 12 months, it will tell you how many times you've been gold, how many months you've been gold, what's your average score, what's your total prize money that you've earned. So there's a lot of information shared to the employees about how they're performing in the organization, which very few companies are able to do. So you'll see right at on the right hand side, there's a thing called Wall of Fame. That's just quite important. That's a gamification concept. So if people achieve certain milestones, and we'll look here at sustainable performance. So for example, if you've been 12 times gold, you're in the premium class. In the premium class, you get a scarf, which will give you a certain status in the organization. Then platinum, 25 times gold. So it's not, you won't be able to achieve that in a year, but it's designed to retain talented employees. So for instance, if you're a platinum achiever, you can get a special shirt. If you're a legend, you need to have 40 golds, and there you get a jacket, a legend jacket, and it's all branded around the company. And then of course the last level is the ambassador or the lion, and that's it's almost like an honorary president, honorary lifelong member of the company. It's all designed to create status for the employee, to create them a special place. If you think a lot of these employees, they go to work, they never really get to the get any special recognition in their entire lives. But now you create an environment through a live leaderboard where they can feel celebrated. And that's our live leaderboard concept. One thing that I neglect to say here is also on the live leaderboard, there's a slide on the business performance. It shows what is, so if your company, and it doesn't really show figures, it shows percentage. How are you doing as a company in relation to your annual performance targets? It will tell you you're now 80 or 90% of your target achievable of your year-to-date target. These are the strengths and these are the weaknesses. And again, it forms part of this live leaderboard system. There's an example of our ShopRite Checkers voucher. Employees, all the gold achievers in the month get the voucher, and we administer it on behalf of the company, and we endorsed by ShopRite Checkers, and we're very proud of that. So that's our talent management system. Thank you very much for your time. If you are interested, you can contact me at gerrit@g2gpeople.co.za, or you can visit our website www.g2gpeople.co.za. Thank you very much for your time.